Hello, my name is Alfred and welcome back to my Advanced Database Systems Laboratory, the visual demonstration series. So far, we have finished the demonstration for the exercise 1 and 2. This is the third exercise, and this is based on the views and materialized views. So here I have the SQL command line up and running. So I'm gonna execute a series of questions that's been asked in this exercise. So what basically is a view? A view, now before I start, I just want to say what a view is. A view is a virtual table that exists in its entirety, but it is not permanent. It is not stored on a disk. It doesn't exist permanently, but it exists virtually. That's why we call it a view. So this view is only for display purposes. You don't have to store it on your desk, or you don't have to just store it elsewhere or make it permanent. You can't even update or insert anything in a view, nor even delete. So that is what a view is. So here we are just exploring certain queries wherein you just go on creating views, and then you just go about it. You just see if we can do any modifications. So you will get to know that when I'm doing it right now. So here we go. Without any further ado, we start over with the first question. So right, first question: create a view to display the customer name and customer name, order ID, and quantity. So insert a row in this view. Right, fine. So let's see how this goes. I have a text pad of mine. I'm gonna just, for simplicity, for ease of simplicityness, I'll just copy and paste rather than typing it from start, so that I can just save time as I'm showing this video. I don't have to start all from scratch. So here I have it. I pasted it. So here we see the view is created. Having typed this, it's create or replace view v1 as select customer name, order ID, ordered quantity from the customer and order line tables and even orders tables. So where c.customer ID equals o.customer ID and o.order ID equals ol.order ID. So there we have it. We have created a view according to the first question. So this is to display the customer name, order ID, and quantity. Next, the next question. So create a view v2 to display the order ID, order date, and the date of delivery. So here we go again. I'm going to a notepad. Copy this and paste. Here we are. The view is created again. Create or replace view v2 as select o.order ID, o.order date, s.sdate from orders O, supplier S, product P, order line OL, where o.order ID equals ol.order ID and ol.product ID equals p.product ID and p.product ID equals s.pid. Right. Next, we have the third question. Create a view v3 with customer name, order ID, and order date from v1 and v2. So here we have it. So this is the query. Go again, copy, and paste. Here we are, view created. Create or replace view v3 as select v1, that is the first view that I've created already, v1.customer name, comma, v2.order ID, comma, v2.order date from v1 v2, where v1.order ID equals v2.order ID. So here what we observe is I have referenced those views in order to create another view. So that's view v3, and there we are making use of view v1 and v2. Right. Moving on, we have the next question. That's the fourth one. Insert a row into the above view. Is the view updatable? Yes. If yes, the updation is the updation reflected in the base table? Right. So that's the question. So let's try, shall we? So here we go. Copy and paste. Insert into v3 values Jacker 500 and the date. So here we get an error. So from this we can understand that a view cannot be updatable even if you give an insert query. So hence that's the cause. I mean, it's a view, as obvious that it may seem. You cannot insert values or insert records into a view. So there we have it. That's the reason why. That kind of like solves. That is the answer to our question. Is the view updatable? No. Is it? If yes, it's no. It's still a no, because the updation is not reflected in the base table. So there we have it. Next. I mean, the updation won't be reflected in the view, but it would be in the base table. So next, we move on to the fifth one. Delete a row from the above view and state what happens to other views from which it was created. Alright, so here we go. Copy and paste. Same as what we saw in the previous question. We cannot delete or update anything on a view. So hence this output. The same answer applies for this question as well. So that's where it is. I'll come to the end of, towards the end I'll come to answer the few questions that I have unanswered before. I'll come to that. At first I would like to finish executing these queries one by one, and then we'll go on to the answer session for certain questions that have not been answered. So moving on, we move on to the sixth one. That is, create a materialized view which contains the customer ID, the customer name, and the product ID. Excuse me. Alright. Product ID. Is the view updatable? Does the updation reflect the same question? So here we go. We move on to the command line and copy this and paste. Oh yeah, I've made a mistake. That is, okay, 1 minute. I'll just pause this video for a moment. Alright, now it worked. I just kind of like changed this. The previous view was existing, that's why I've put it as MV over here. So that's the reason why I've renamed it as MV1. I've worked on the views even before for yielding the outputs that I have to paste in my e-record. That's the reason why that error was coming. So here we solved the problem by changing the view name. I've changed to MV1. That yielded the output. I'm sorry, excuse me. I can fine. It's a problem. Okay. Moving on, we have created this view, and hence the sixth question is over. Now moving on to the seventh question. Create a view with check option which contains customer ID, name, description of all customers order for the product share. Alright, so let's see. This is the question. So I'm gonna copy this and paste. Finally, the view v4 is created. The conditions of the same column names over here from the respective tables along with their aliases, where condition, the join condition, and as told in the question, the product description is chair with check option. So therefore that view is created, right? Now, moving on to the next one, we have the eighth question. Create materialized view which contains all the details of the supplier who is having rating equals to from the right. So from the above view, create a view which includes only details of supplier who have supply quantity greater than 5. So that's the condition. So I have to input two statements, that is create materialized view. Now let me just change this to 1 and let me change this to 2 to avoid confusion, because as I told you, I was working with these view commands even earlier, so that's the reason why I could not work. Wait, I'll just pause this video. One moment. Okay, welcome back again. I kind of like I messed up kind of more than a dozen of times. I was checking the view name, the materialized view name. I've renamed it to MV3, the same problem that I was facing earlier. So I'm gonna rename this to MV4. Okay, so here, right? Save, enter, copy, and paste. So the first one with that condition is given. Now I'm gonna put the second condition, and there we have it. So that's created. Next, moving on, we have the last question. Yep, that's the last question. Create the materialized that displays all details of all customers who belongs to city X. That means any city. With check option. Right. So okay, welcome back. I kind of like paused in between because there was an error in the question, in the query that I typed earlier. This is the answer. So the materialized view is created with the condition MV city. This is wrong, don't ignore this. MV city is the view name. So if I'm gonna type, yeah, this is it. This is the creation of those views. Let me pause on one moment. I just want to check something. Okay, welcome back again. I kind of like paused to check few possibilities. So here, this is V3, the view table V3. So initially, we were trying to test whether we could delete a row from any such table, any record in a table. So in general, for all views that we have created using those conditions and the select statements, if you try to update anything, update, delete, or modify any changes on the data, it can't happen on a view. So we're going to check if any changes occur if we do so. So when I'm just executing this query, delete from V3 where order ID equals 102. 102 is here. It's not deleted. Right. So here I go. Select store from orders. Okay. The other data in the orders table remains intact. So the change isn't reflected if you do it on a view. Alright. So that goes in general for all the queries. So looking at it one by one, so it's asked even in the first question to insert a row, and is it updatable? No. So it's a view. It's nothing permanent. It's only for display purposes. You can display a view using a select command, but you cannot update things on a view. You cannot update any piece of data on a view, on a virtual table. It's virtual, as obvious that it may seem. So the same applies for the rest of the views that I've created, view V1, V2, V3, the materialized views. So as that goes on, and we just go on creating and displaying views. But what is understood is we cannot update or make changes on the data on the views. That's what I'm stressing here more on. So with this, I would like to end this visual demonstration. Thank you for watching this, and Thank you and goodbye. Alright, let me stop this video.